After you publish your first book, it's kind of terrifying because it has everything in there that you don't hate. So you start completely fresh again afterwards. I enjoy writing, I enjoy that process, but publishing seems to me something separate. Yeah. There's been a whole world of things happening in contemporary poetry over the last 20 years, and then over the last 40 years, and over the last 50 years, which constantly surprise people when they encounter them. But they're known to poets, they're part of the art form. But the range of possible expression in poetry has never been bigger. Poetry says what can't be said. So in a weird way, even when you're connecting to people on an intimate level in a poem, there's a discomfort there. Your own discomfort, really, and the audience's discomfort. And sometimes humor can lighten the mood a little bit. When I was younger, I wanted to salvage everything. So you end up forcing things in to a poem just to make it publishable. And I think as I got older, I got less worried about less performance anxiety. I knew I could sit down and produce something. And if it's no good, I can just throw it out. A good poem has three things at least. Virtuosity, and you can only get that by getting better. And we're all struggling with that as writers, but hopefully as you work, you get better. Surprise, which is either originality or a thwarted expectation. That keeps some liveliness to the work. And emotional risk. It's not going to mean much to a reader if it doesn't mean something to you. But, that's speaking as a critic. When I'm working as a poet, when I run out of ideas to make the poem better, it's done, and then I count on my editor to tell me whether it's making the cut or not. People ask me all the time, you can edit poetry? You can, and my years as an editor in journalism really helped. There's a thing about journalism, you have to get over being precious about every word. Every word's not a Cadillac. And that teaches you to be less precious about your own work and more open to change. Friends are everything. They're the only people who are going to be honest with you. They're the only people who are going to who know your work well enough to really enjoy it when it's really good and be able to tell you, you know what, that's not really up to standard, in a kind way that a friend will tell you. The work of friends, their own struggle with the same things, their desire to be better. I find that inspiring as well. So there's always the question, should I write or should I not write? And they help you answer yes more often than not.